Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Nikki. In today's video, I will be showing you how to create a monthly budget. So let's get right into it. Now, every single month on TikTok, I'm always doing a monthly budget, and I don't think I ever really shared it over here. So in today's video, I actually want to share with you guys how I actually create my budget for every single month. So I've already did this video, however, it is in the vertical format, so I'm going to place it on the screen, and as the video is playing, I'm going to be explaining it, what it is that I'm actually doing in that video. So let's get right into how to create a monthly budget for the month of October. So the first thing you want to do is head over to the description box and download and print out this undated budget workbook. Once you print out the undated budget workbook, you want to make sure you take out your undated monthly calendar, and we're working in the month of October. October has 31 days inside of it, so you want to make sure to write all of the days of the month inside of this undated monthly calendar. Once you're done with writing all of the days inside of there, you want to go ahead and list out your paydays. The reason why you want to go ahead and list out your paydays, this will give you an idea of how much money you're going to be bringing in for the month that you're working on. So since we're talking about October, go ahead and fill in your paydays for October. Next thing you want to do is, I like to prioritize my saving and investing. So if you prioritize your saving and investing, I like to go ahead and just pay myself first. Actually, this amount is automatically taken out of my paycheck every single time that I'm paid. So this just works best for me. So go ahead and put your savings and investing right away once you get paid. That's how I actually just do mine. The next thing you want to do is write down all of your bills. Now, what I do with my bills is I budget at the highest amount that that bill has ever been. And the reason why you do this is because you know that it's never been this much money, or it's never been more than this much money. So I'm going to budget at that amount. This way you have wiggle room inside of it just in case it's under that amount. Now, if you go over that amount, then of course you're going to be in the negative, but then the next month you can just adjust your budget accordingly. So I budget at the highest amount that that bill has ever been, and I place that bill on the date that it's actually due. Now, I do that because that's all of my bills are on automated draft, so I don't really have to look inside of my bills and expense account, because I do have separate accounts for different things. So if I know money goes in and money comes out, and I know exactly what day it's supposed to come out, and a lot of times I just don't know how much is actually coming out of there because I don't really look at it like how I supposed to look at it. But as long as money is left inside of it, I know that somewhere I stay under budget with it, and plus I put a little bit of buffer in there as well, so that kind of helps out too. So after I write down all of my bills and I put the highest amount that that bill has ever been, and I put it on the dates that it's due, the next thing I do is focus on my variable expenses. So what variable expenses are is just expenses that change month to month, week to week, things like that. For an example, food and gas are my variable expenses. I budget $60 a week for gas, and I budget $100 a week for food. I usually do my food shopping and my gas shopping all on the same day because I go to the Walmart, y'all. I'm just gonna be honest. I go to the Walmart, and Walmart has the gas stations inside, right by them, and I just go fill up my gas tank. Then I go to the grocery store, and it's just like a one and done type of thing that actually works well for me. And yeah, so I normally do that on Sundays. Sundays I use as like my reset day, and I just prepare for the upcoming week, and I just make sure my refrigerator is stocked up. I have a full tank of gas, so I'm just well prepared for the week, ahead. Now, it's 5 Sundays this month, so I do have to budget accordingly. Usually it's just $400 for food and $240 for gas. However, like I said, it's 5 Sundays this month, so now I have to budget $500 for food and $300 for gas this month. The next thing I do is I list out all of my aftercare fees for my son. So I have a child that goes to aftercare after he's done with school, and that's $75 a week. Now last month we went back to the regular price of $75. I usually would budget $60 a week, but that was a special, and one of the times I actually went over budget on that because I forgot to change it back ahead of time. So that's what I was saying about really, you know, we got to start writing this stuff down. We got to really be paying attention to our accounts. And I'm saying this to you guys, but I'm actually really talking to myself, because that could actually put you in a hole if you're actually really only putting enough money just for those set expenses at the exact amount. I would be in the red or in the negative if I wouldn't have a buffer in my account. So that's the next thing I like to do, is write out the aftercare fees for my son. And then the last thing I do with my monthly budget is highlighting my paydays and my bills and expenses. Now the reason why I do this because I budget by paycheck. I love budgeting by paycheck. I use the zero-based budgeting method when it comes to budgeting by paycheck. And what I do is every time that I'm paid, I give that paycheck a color. And then I highlight all of the bills and expenses that's going to be taken care of with that paycheck, that same color. So if we're talking about this October budget right here that I'm referring to, everything in blue is going to be taken care of with the previous check that I was just paid with in September. Everything in green is going to be taken care of with the upcoming check that I'm going to be paid with on the 13th. And then everything in pink is going to be paid with the upcoming check on the 27th. So that's how I like to do things. That lets me know how much money is going to be coming out of that paycheck, what I need to do with money. Do I need to, you know, leave money aside? Can I put extra money towards debt? Things like that. So looking at this in advance, ahead of time, like right now, that's why I'm doing this video at the beginning of the month. You can actually figure out how you can move money around or do the things that you need to do with your money. So for me, I already know at the beginning of the month, that's where I spend the most amount of money. So I know from that previous check in September that I just got paid, I needed to leave money in that account so that can help me out with the bills and expenses for the beginning of October, so that I won't be broke. So that's exactly what I do. I just leave money in that account. Just to be honest, I put a set aside for those bills and expenses inside of there. And usually if I find that I'm probably gonna go over, I would just go through and cancel some things, like some subscriptions and things like that, because I have about 7 different categories that I budget. And really every quarter you want to be able to go through all of your subscriptions, go through all of your bills and expenses, and see if there are ways that you can cut some things so that you can save more money. So I've already done that with one of my bills. It didn't really affect my budget because it was paid through a credit card. And what I do with my credit card, sometimes I have auto payments on those credit cards so that the account won't close. I have to try to still use some of my credit cards, especially the ones that I don't use at all. So I put a subscription on it. And then, you know, I had a gym membership on it, and today I actually canceled it because I have not went to the gym at all. I've been having that membership for a few years, and it was just time to just give up that $20 a month. So that way I've saved $240 per year, or for a year, on that particular expense. So you want to go through, make sure you are going through every single bill and expense and see are there ways that you can cut some things out and save that money. And that's pretty much how I set up my monthly budget. Every single month I do the same exact thing, the same exact way. Now when money is actually paid, it's like it does different things, and I can make an entire separate video for that because I have 3 different accounts that I use. I have my checking account that I use for bills and expenses. I have my savings account for my personal savings, and then I have a separate checking account for my spending. And what I actually do is I put $3,000 in my bills and expense account. I put $250 in my savings account to meet my savings goal at the end of the month, year, or whatever. And then whatever is left over from my paycheck, because a lot of times I'm paid hourly. So a lot of the times I budget at the lowest amount that I receive from my job. So a lot of times my paycheck is more than what I actually budget for. So that remaining money from that $3,000 and from that $500 that's being placed in my savings account, it gets rolled over into a spending account, and that's where I'm actually able to do things for myself. That's where I'm actually able to pay send money towards credit cards, because you know my overall goal is to pay down my credit cards. I'm trying to have them paid off by the end of the year, hopefully at least down to 10%, if not all the way paid off. But this is just basically my method. It's been working for me. It has really been helping me just get organized with my finances. It has helped me to still be able to live my life as a millennial, and I'm able to still do the things that millennials do. I'm still able to go out to eat. I'm still able to buy my shoes. I'm still able to buy clothing and things like that, just to have a little bit of fun. And I feel like that's very important. Once you're done paying bills, once you're done saving money for your emergency funds and things like that, have yourself a little bit of fun too. Add yourself inside of the budget. And so that's what my spending account is for. So that way I know when I'm out spending money, I'm only using this card, and I'm not mixing my money from my bills or my savings with my actual spending money. So I hope this video helped you guys to create your monthly budget for the month of October and moving forward in November and December and so on. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. And again, I will leave the link to this budget workbook down below, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.